Hello and welcome to Craft with Ronnie. I'm Ronnie Johnson, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I'm here today to bring you Techniques Tuesday. Today we're going to work on a different kind of background for our stamping. And the first thing I'm going to grab is, this is actually just a packaging from some of the specialty paper that Stampin' Up! Sells. I like it because it's a nice stiff surface and it's got plastic already on it, so it really protects my work surface. And for this technique, it can get a little messy, so that's a good thing. So I'm going to grab my acrylic block and then I'm going to grab some Stampin' Write markers. Now we've worked with these before, so I will tell you the colors as I do the technique. We're going to start with Garden Green, and we're just going to put a little layer of it right on the bottom of our stamp. Then I'm going to come in with some Granny Apple Green. Let's put a layer of it on. Crushed Curry. Make sure each of these times that you're getting right down to the line of the other colors so that there's no gaps in color. This one is Balmy Blue. Orchid Oasis. This is kind of a blue with a little purple tinge to it. It's a really pretty color. Again, getting right down to that balmy blue there. And then finally, Starry Sky. And this is a really pretty deep blue. Okay, now that we've got all of our color laid down, I'm going to grab a Stampin' Spritzer. Pull the top off. I've just got it filled with plain tap water. I'm going to make sure that I pay attention to where the nozzle's at so I don't spray myself with it. I'm going to come up about 6 inches from the block, lay some water down on it, let that activate just a little bit. I'm going to pick up the plastic and get it out of my way. Bring in my card base, and I'm just going to very carefully, I hope I don't get my head in the shot, flip this over and try to center it as best I can onto my cardstock. This is just basic white cardstock. Of course, all these, the information for all the different colors and for the cardstock measurements for this card will all be on the blog later this afternoon. So I'm just going to hold that down until that cardstock really absorbs that color. Once that's happened, I'm simply going to pull my block off, and I have this beautiful background. Now obviously I can't stamp on this now because it's wet, so I'm going to set it off to the side. I'm going to pull in one that I did earlier, and you can see sometimes just how you lay the ink down, how much water you get. As I've worked with this one a little bit more, I've become more and more aware that making sure you have plenty of water makes the colors really more vibrant in the long run. So I'm going to pull in this stamp set. It's called Grassy Grove, and it's a really nice stamp set, great for masculine cards, which can sometimes be a challenge for stampers. And from the set, I'm going to be using the pine trees and the sentiment. Sometimes you need to know that someone really cares. Since I'm making these cards for our congregational care team, I thought that that sentiment was perfect. And it's, like I said, it's often times hard to find good sentiments for masculine cards. I'm using Tuxedo Black Memento ink. It's my go-to black. I love how it works. It makes nice, clean, crisp, stamped images. Just going to lay it down and stamp it. Bring in my sentiment. And stamp it. Now I have half a sheet of cardstock here. The measurements again will be on the blog that I have cut in half, and I've scored it at 4 1/4, and it's 5 1/2. I'm going to add some glue. Now I've talked about this before. I use the white glue from Stampin' Up, but I'm a messy gluer. For some reason I think that I need a ton when I don't. And so these little precision tip bottles that are actually meant for quilling really help me control my ink. sorry, my glue. I'm gonna go ahead and place that down. Now, with these kind of cards where there's been a lot of water and stuff, I like to kind of come at them from the back of my bone folder. That's a neat little tool we really enjoy having around. And there's the card. Here is the original card that was my inspiration. You can see again, I got a little more water on that one. What I love about this technique is that no two cards are alike, which means you're really making a piece of art each and every time. I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you like this technique, and I look forward to bringing you another one next Tuesday. Until then, I'm Craft with Ronnie, and I hope you have a happy crafty week.